Good morning, Discord. Good morning, YouTube. Let's get into it. Before we get started, do not consider this financial advice. Trading stocks involve risks. Or the channel, the trades that appear in the broadcast and affiliate companies are not liable for any loss inflicted in relation to its content. And then go to livespytrading.com so I can get you sorted right there. Actually, don't join until we're gonna take a week off, so I need some time off. So wait a little bit. Go through all the videos. Let's see what we got. Now we got the Fed chair speaking shortly. We should probably wait for that. Right before he speaks, there should be some big movement here. And if there is big movement here, they're just making a big lick box, right? We're probably interested to see below 70, 74 and 73.01. In between here, probably not a lot to do. Chenko with the big win yesterday. The four-figure day. A four-figure day on one trade, one contract. Excellent. Perfect execution. Which, that's just another good example to show you all that doesn't matter if I'm here or not. Once we get the data, that's all we really need. Once that data's there. All right, we got the 20 at 69.34. We got the 5 at 67.68. Let's see where they want to grab that liquidity from. All right, let's let these early candles play. Is there audio? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? How's the audio? So again, there's probably not a lot to do inside of the shadow realm right here. Probably not a lot to do. The Fed chair is going to speak in about 20 something minutes. So like maybe right before he starts to speak, there's going to be big movement, and then he's going to start to talk, and then they're going to do the opposite of whatever that movement was, right? So let's say right before he speaks, they start selling off, and then he'll talk, and then they'll buy it right back up. So let's be patient. If you're taking the risk already, this is up to you, but it's not ideal. Let's check higher time frame. Above the water week cycle. We're above the water here. And below the water. Yeah, sometimes I'm just quiet because there's nothing to say. We're waiting for, number one, early candles. Nothing to do in early candles. Number two, the Fed speaker is gonna speak soon. So, let's say it does like break this magenta here and just goes crazy. This is probably a little too risky. Right? Because we know not in the proverbial liquidity wall. There's another type of wall, right? And the wall is going to be the Fed chair's about to speak. So as soon as he says something that no one likes, it's going to go the other way. And then we got, he's going to start speaking shortly, 20 minutes. I think we can wait the 20 minutes, see which way the market wants to blow, and then we identify the setups from there. This is probably the best bet. Look, if it breaks this magenta and shoots up, I think this is a risk we got to be willing to take. If you are taking the risk, put a tight stop. took the risk on magenta. You need to start protecting this trade. I guess probably in my mind I see something like this, I guess. All right, let's see how they feel about, what is this, 72.37? If we get back underneath 71.84, we're just in chop. Let's see if this purple holds up or not. Now look, I didn't know that the shadow realm was here. I just took a guess, but this is why it's just better safe than sorry. We don't have to be in every single leg of every single move. And if it is to shoot up, you know, this is, in my opinion, it's a little too risky either way. The guy's going to be speaking 15 minutes, right? In 15 minutes, like, we'll be okay if we don't get involved in one trade. We'll be okay. You know, I just took a guess here, but this is just what my eyes see. I just so happen to get lucky, so now we need to see if we're gonna get in stay in purple or not. And we got what, 14 minutes until he speaks, so I think maybe we should just be patient. And look, this is a part of risk management, right? Just because a certain thing happened, we have to take into account everything. We can't just ignore something that's right in front of our face, right? This guy's about to speak. Sure, we could have took magenta from there to the edge of the shadow realm, but you know, are you going to be able to get out on time? You know, things like this. I think we should just wait. Light salt. So look, if I say the same things over and over and over, that means there's a pattern, right? That means there's a pattern. And if there's a pattern, eventually you're going to see it too. Eventually you're going to see it too. That's what I'm trying to say. You'll understand, oh, okay, he's done this. I know what to expect next. This is what he sees. I know what to expect, or I know what the risks are. What up, Rican Trades? Ah, Rican Trades, you're late to the party, dude. Look, next week, I'm going to take a week off. But go through all the videos, check them all out. You may find it interesting. And then when I come back, I'll let everyone know. But for the next week, for sure, I got to be out. But being able to recognize the pattern, that's what we like. Oh, what up, Doug? What up, Doug? Oh, he got a professional, what is it called? The screen picture. He got a professional screen picture now. So look, risk to reward from whatever this magenta to the top of the lick box. Is that worth it? Now you gotta wait for BRR, right? We wanted to see how they treated 72.37. They bounced off of it. And now we see a little super lick, right? Little tiny super lick. What I tell you, right before he starts speaking, there's going to be some big movement, right? So just be patient here. 10 minutes to go. They're going to move the market in whichever direction. Then he's going to start speaking. All that's going to change for a brief second. The candles are going to get very uncomfortable. You're going to have very uncomfortable stops. Because they're going to be slapping face. And I told you, if we get below, what I say? I think I said 84. I think I said 71.84, something like this. Or I guess the purple. You gotta see what they want to do in purple. Remember, this doesn't mean anything because he hasn't started speaking yet. We already identified the shadow realm. We identified the shadow realm first thing. That's why I told you it had to be BRR above this. On a normal day, right? On a normal day. Today is going to be different, but the same concept still applies. It had to be BRR above this. Simple. We're back at market open. You didn't miss anything. We got the 20 at 69.34. Now we're going to get a chance to test the purple, because we don't know that the purple's actually a thing yet. Just a guess. I'm telling you, once we get data, this stuff gets easy. It just takes a while for that data to present itself. Once we get the data, it gets much easier. Not that it gets easier, but our risk is mitigated a bit. You can mitigate some of the risk, right? Because a certain thing has to happen first. Unfortunately, once that certain thing happens, that means we're not getting 100% of the play. That means we're getting something, but we're not going to get 100%. Remember that. We're not going to get 100% because we want to reduce the risk. Less risk means less reward. This is how it works. This is just math. I told you right before he speaks, they're going to drive the price down. They're going to drive it down. He's going to say, and you know, if we are to predict anything, we know this guy holds a president's pocket, right? So he's gonna probably do some more market manipulation. There's probably gonna be some more market manipulation. They care about stock market price, especially when they're heavily invested to some level I've never seen before. The federal government bought Intel. In my opinion, this is the worst thing that could happen. This is the worst thing that could happen, because now you have the government involved in private business. When the government has a stake in a private business, it now becomes government owned. First step to socialism. And everyone's just okay with that. They're like, oh, okay, no problem. The government's, you know, you're basically, I don't know, that's market manipulation in my opinion. Let me stay quiet, because this is why they always shadow ban me. For just stating the obvious. Just stating the obvious. You can't have a government investing in private companies. It's no longer a private company, right? Because now they're going to be at the beck and call to the government. What up, Streams? Oh, no, Steams. What up, Steams? When you have the government investing in private companies, you know, then the government's going to have a say-so. This is not what we want. We got to let those companies have the market, the open market, decide, do we want to invest? You can't take taxpayer dollars and start investing in companies. What the heck? Right? What the heck? That doesn't make any sense. This is called socialism. It is my opinion, but I'm just stating things that are facts. Some people don't like the way the facts sound, and if you don't like the way the facts sound, that should make you start thinking. You should start thinking now. Why doesn't that sound good? All right, we got about 4 minutes until Fed chair. Man, we need to have somebody on the side reporting live. We need to have somebody open that up in another window. Because I'm too old to focus on more than one thing. I'm too old. Let's check higher time frame. Technically above the water. So we're going to see. So this week cycle is going to let us know a lot. Right? If we get to the water line and then all of a sudden you see a kink to the downside, you have an idea, right, of what he said. If we get to the water line and that's where the weak cycle ends and we start the strong cycle, you have an idea. And all of that will line up with probably the lick box here or the magenta. We don't know about the purple yet. We do, I think we're okay with magenta. Doug says, guys, reminder, gap open on the daily between 760.52 and 758.58. They are holding about 3 million on the side to short aside from the 5 million available on Fintel data. Okay, that's information. However, all this information is giving you bias. It's just giving you a bias. That we don't need to think too hard. The market will tell us. You know, by trying to analyze all that data, all we're doing is you're trying to predict what the market's going to do. In my opinion, this is not what we want to do. Because here's what we don't know. That there's already orders sitting on the sideline in the opposite direction. Whenever the price gets here, the computer will automatically generate either a buy or a sell order. And we don't know that yet, right? So we have to allow certain things to happen first. Trying to get ahead of it and trying to guess is probably not a good idea. Because what happens is sometimes that data confirms your bias and you're like, oh, knew it, the data was right. And then when it doesn't confirm your bias, then you're going to say, oh, well, you're going to give an excuse of why it went the other way. All right, here we go. Here's the volatility I told you about that was going to happen right at this time. Yeah, I know. And it's good information, but what I'm saying is let's not, okay, here we go. Hold on, let's pay attention. All right, we're at the water line on the 5. Or we're almost at the water line on the 5. Looks like this lick box is doing us justice, right? This lick box is doing us justice. told you where the shadow realm was, right? I told you exactly where the shadow realm was. If you're trading in here, you're okay with the price. You're okay with the price. I told you, once it pops off, your stops are going to get blown out if they're not very uncomfortable. Now we're seeing it happen, right? So when I'm telling you certain things, now you know what it looks like. So you didn't miss anything. Just keep this data in your head. Keep the data that you're seeing, line it up, or line it up with what I'm saying. Look what you're seeing. So then now you know the next time, whenever this dude says something like this is what I need to expect. The stops need to be uncomfortable. There's going to be volatility. As soon as this guy starts talking, right before he starts talking, they're going to push it down. It's always the same thing. So let them figure out what's going on in here. This is our best bet. This is our exit liquidity in here, right? That's why I always tell you, you don't need to be nervous. You don't need to be, oh, is it going to go up or down, up or down? We will know. We're going to know. We're going to have a good idea. Just be patient. Let's see what they want to do on this purple here to, let's see if this purple gets us the bottom lick, then we're going to use it. Still testing phase on purple. Even though they stop punted magenta here, I still like magenta. This is just a stop hunt. But we already knew where our risk was, right? Inside the shadow realm. No surprise. We're right back at market open. You're not missing anything. You didn't miss anything. And there's no way you would have survived this volatility anyway. So when we wait for the data to present itself, this is our best bet. You're not going to get 100%, right? Let's say it dumps from here all the way to the 20 and you didn't get in on the top of the lick box here. You're not going to get 100%. But we can try to get something. Or we can try to get something. All right, now we're going to see if this purple can get us to bottom lick. I don't know what he said, but they don't like it. All right, now look, one of two things, right? One of two things. I literally just went over it, but we'll go over it again. It's either gonna be this or this. Remember, one of these two things. So be patient. We're still inside the lick box. If you want some safety, wait. It's volatile, you see. They're retesting this purple here. We're at the waterline on the 5. Maybe starting that weak cycle on the 30. So this lick box and 70-74 look like a line in the sand. Protect the trade, right? You can't lose from here. Protect your trade. Or take the money and be happy. This is a good move. This is a perfect move. Take the money and be happy. We're coming up to the bottom of, not that this means anything, but I did kind of draw it right here. So not that it means anything. Now start asking yourself, am I willing to hold to the weak cycle or not? Do I want to take the money or do I want to hold to the weak cycle? This is what you need to ask yourself. Still got some room on the 5. So we went to key level 69.86. We're going to see if they want to retest the bottom of this lick box here, which is also the... I wasn't a big fan of this lick box, so I'm not going to say anything about this one. Because I said this morning, I'm not a huge fan of this one. Now, if you're waiting for the retest, now you get the opportunity. Now you get the opportunity. There's probably a 50-50 right here on this dotted line, or a little bit above the dotted line. Probably 50-50 somewhere around here. Remember the lesson we had this morning on when to know if it's going to reject, right? Remember the lesson we had this morning to know if it's going to reject. We just had this lesson this morning, right? We just did this lesson this morning. So when I'm telling you, protect the trade, take your profit, yada, 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 this is why. There's a 50-50 somewhere right here. Wherever this circle is here, there's a 50-50. Probably a super look in here. All right, this magenta is still holding up. Damn, this little bolt down, this was pretty spot on. That's impressive. I'm not sure how that happened, but that's, look at the bottom here, the bottom. Now look, don't pay attention to these. These I get lucky with, so we can't, I don't want you guys to start like basing everything off of these paths here. This right here, this is just luck. I didn't know that it was gonna stop exactly on, what is this? 69 or yeah, 69.79. There's no way I could have known that. That's just luck. What we do see is that the magenta still holding up, right? I told you I'm gonna still hold on to this, even though it broke a little bit here. That didn't mean anything. You got to understand how to identify these things. I mean, you don't have to just let me do it, but I probably know what I'm doing. We're back at market open, so nothing's happened. If you've been patient, look, you've been rewarded. Say it again, I wasn't there. Say what again? I'm sorry, I don't remember what part. Oh, okay, yeah. So, you know, if you're taking the risk from the exact level, You gotta chase it, right? But to verify or to have a better idea of a rejection, we want to see the purple form again, and then same thing as always, just wait for the purple. The purple will give us an idea that we've rejected this level right here. So I did the lesson earlier on the daily chart to show that if this was going to happen, the break and retest underneath the lick box, the orange would have been a good idea for puts. Look at this volatility. No one can trade in this. No one can take a trade in this, so if you're able to scalp something out of this, good on you. Otherwise, steer clear. If it does this all day, this is going to be ugly. But we know this magenta has some strength in it. We know that for sure. We got a couple wicks on our 30-minute chart. Still below the water on the 5-minute. Below the water. This was hell of a weak cycle here. hell of a weak cycle right here. But this call scenario is still valid. So we're gonna see if we stay inside this purple here to take us to break the what do you call it? The magenta, or if we're gonna stay inside the magenta here to break the purple. Back at market open. We might have a super lick roadblock here. This is just a guess. I don't know that there's actually super lick here. I just guess. So we're about to find out, right? All right, if you took the magenta, you need to protect this trade. If you're waiting for a more significant pullback, wait for it. If you're waiting for all this, you gotta wait for it. If it breaks and shoots off without us, nothing we can do about that. Easy money, right? Easy money, right? Ready? I'm going to show everybody in the world why you're a dummy for not being in the Discord. You ready to see why you're a dummy? Magenta for the risky, right? Does everyone understand? Magenta. If you're risky, take this magenta calls, right? Here's the magenta. Easy money. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. You see why you're a dummy now? I've been trying to tell you, join the Discord. You don't want to join, that's fine. That's fine. Like Jones says, somebody can make the fries. And I like light salt. All right, we see a little pullback. Look where the wick is right here. Look where the path was right here, right? I got lucky. I got lucky, I guess. So let's see how it acts inside of the blue now. I got extremely lucky that this one went exactly to the end. I got extremely lucky there, and I get extremely lucky here. I get lucky sometimes. Second bite at the apple, protect your trade. Very simple. Very simple. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. I told you there's a 50-50 right here. I told you exactly where it was. Easy money. Top of the lick box, protect your trade. If you're waiting for your safety, wait for it. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's good that we're going through this so you see what I'm talking about. I'm walking you through it, right? I'm telling you what the risky is and where the risk is exactly. We're doing this together. I'm walking it. We're level by level. All right, look, from here, we want to see one of two things. Either this, or maybe the pull back down to here. Look at the money we just printed. Easy money. Yep. Easy money. It's okay. Don't join the Discord. I told everybody where the entry was. Everyone. I told everyone where the entry was. Look at this. Look at this. Oh man. Look, I circled it. I circled it. I put a circle exactly where the entry, which just so happened to be on the break of, what is this? The magenta. See, you're doing that thing again, Chenko. The times I want to do something, don't, you can't think like that. This is not, you think the market has a personal vendetta against you? You think the market's like, Chenko's doing something. We can't think like this. This is going to lead to FOMO. You're either going to take the risk or you're not, right? I told everyone in plenty of time, exactly what it is. Let me clean up the chart just a little bit. Don't forget, whoever's not in the Discord, you better make them fries. Light salt. I just proved it. I'll do it again. Watch, I'll do it again. Let me share my screen. I told everyone before it happened. This is Pacific Standard Time, by the way. This is Pacific Standard Time. Does everyone understand the setups? Purple and magenta. Magenta for the call scenario if you're risky. If not, wait for the top of the lick box. Top of the lick box. Let's see what this means. Here's the magenta for the risky. If not, top of the lick box. Or you could use this liquidity right here. This lick box right here, super lick. If not, top of the lick box, right? So I gave the entries. In no uncertain terms. And there's people still wondering, should I join? Stupid. Stupid. It's not for you. Let me tell you. If you're still not convinced, it's not for you. Go do something else with your life. Change the channel. No one needs you. We don't like stupid. Look at the money that just got printed. I told everyone what was going to happen. They're gonna sell it down, then buy it right back up. Not that it always happens, but this is, this is what it is. This is what it is. This blue seems to be holding up pretty well. We'll see if they want to retest. Right? We'll see if they want to do this. If not, it's going to be tough to catch. Now look, if it breaks and shoots off, there's nothing we can do about that, right? Either you're going to take the risk or you're not. It's going to take a little bit of time before that fear subsides. But look, it's hard to be wrong twice in a row. That's why this always has to work. As long as we have time in the day, it's always going to work. Always, 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 always. When has it not? Tell me when it hasn't worked. You don't have to get them right every single time. We just need to play it out properly. All right, look, we're at the top of this 70. What is this? 73.86. So be careful here. Start adjusting your stops. I told you what was going to happen. I told you exactly where the entries were. This is why I keep telling you all, stop listening to outside data. Stop it. For what? When has it ever worked? When has it ever worked? If you pigeonhole yourself into a bias, you've already lost. You've already lost. You're decreasing your odds with a bias. All right, this went right to the target. From here, we don't know. From here, we don't know. We're still very comfortably inside this blue right here. The next thing I have on the menu on the, okay, so look, we're up against this blue here, which is 74.03, and then we have 75.04 on the menu, I guess. Let's see what the 5 says. The 5 has 74.68. Look at the money we just printed. Yeah, I'll take it. Because I typed it. I typed exactly where. Oh my goodness. Someone doubted me. Someone doubted me. Look, I had this here. I don't even know how long I had this here for. This one played out perfectly. This was exact. This was exact. This was perfect right here. Look at this. Trust me, no one on the internet is doing that. No one's doing that type of shit. I'm telling you. That's why I'm the best. That's why I'm the best, because no one's doing that. It doesn't exist. Now, instead of feeling FOMO right now, or sad for yourself, or beating yourself up because you know you wanted so bad to hit the buy button but you didn't because you saw the red candle or you saw volatility or whatever it is, instead of beating yourself up, stop that. Stop that. This is how you ruin accounts. This is how you lose the dream. This is how the dream slips away from you. Instead, what you need to do is rewind everything that's happened here. Look at the past that I drew. Listen to the whole entire session that we had today. Everything that I said, everything, line by line. And then now you take that information going forward. It's just research and development for your company. If you beat yourself up, you're going to be behind the 8 ball. That's not why we're here. Because, yeah, you're right. The truth is, we don't know. But if you never take the risk, then you're never going to play the game. As long as you don't over leverage, you'll be fine. Because we know where the money is. Let's say it broke and then immediately went against you. Then we know where the money is. Then we know where the money is. You just got to wait for it to happen. Look at the money we just printed. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Look, 74.68 next on the menu, right? And then 75.04 next after that. So let's see what they want to do at 74.68. This is too simple. And I even said, if you're not risky, wait for the top of the lick box. 74.68. All right, let's see what they want to do. Don't start beating yourself up. Stop it. We do this every day. What a way to... This is the perfect... Today was perfect. Today was perfect. Let's see if we had a trading plan that already knew what was going to happen. I think we should probably look at... Where did I say? I think it would have to be the minor cup and handle. Let me see. Hold on, let me verify. Yeah, it would have to be the minor cup and handle. That's the only thing we got. Let's check bolt up. Let's check bolt up. I could possibly see bolt up, but I think minor cup and handle probably a little bit better. Look at this. Adjust your stops. Adjust your stops. Look at the legs, right? Look at the legs now. So adjust your stops. We knew exactly there was going to be market manipulation, that they're going to buy it down, they're going to sell it down and buy it back up. This is exit liquidity here. I told everybody. All this is our exit liquidity. Look at this. Look at this. Another thing, we keep expecting the candles to look a certain way. They're never going to look like what you want. Never. It's either you're going to take the trade or you're not. They're never going to look like what you want them to look like. I'm telling you now. It's either you're going to take the trade or you're not. Like, I literally circled it. I circled it. Don't pay attention to the path. Pay attention to the price off to the side. This just so happened to line up with the magenta. This was easy. This was easy. Protect your trade. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Look at this. All right, start to adjust your stops. Sensational. I think if we look at our 5-minute, we can see that minor cup and handle a little bit better. We can see the minor cup and handle a little bit better. Let me show everyone what I'm talking about really quick. Go to our trading plan. Look at this minor cup and handle. We wanted to see it swoop up, grab some liquidity, swoop down, grab some more liquidity before the push up, finding some support above 7206. We see, look where 7206 was. Look exactly where 7206 was on our magenta, right? This is too easy. The trading plan we already had it laid out for us. We already had it laid out right above 7206. This is where we expected to see it. The support that we needed to see before the push up. Here's 7206 right here. Today's been absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal day. I don't even know what to say. This was a very, very simple, easy day. Very easy day. It had to be, right? It had to be whatever I'm drawing on the screen. It was very simple. And we knew exactly where. I literally put it. If it's going to reject, it's going to be on purple. Otherwise, we're battling between this purple here and this magenta. I drew it. Right? I told everyone what's happening. That just so happened to be 7206, which just so happened to line up with our minor cup and handle trading plan. None of this is an accident. You know why it has to be the minor cup and handle? Because it goes a little bit below 70.03. Look at the wick. A little bit below 70.03. It goes to like 69.79. This is our little bit below 73.03. Watch. Let me show everybody. I'm going to show everybody. Screen share. Minor cup and handle. It goes a little bit below 70.03. Let's look at real life. Here's 70.03. It goes a little bit below 70.03. Right? And then we can see the actual cup and handle much better on the 5. And then we knew 7206, watch. 7206 for the push up, to find support at 7206 for the push up. Look where 7206 is. Right on our magenta. So how do you know magenta was a thing? Right? How do you know magenta was a thing? Here's 7206 right here on the break of magenta. How do you know that was a thing? Watch. I'm going to show you. Right here. Magenta. Or you could have waited for the lick box. Either one. Do you see how everything lined up? There you go. Take your profit, Sloth. Good job. Good job. Now we're high above the water here. Where can we see a pullback? Chenko, you're asking the wrong question, right? No one knows that information. Oh, actually, wait, you do, because it's on the 5. It's on the 5. It's already on the 5. You're asking me something that we already have in. Look, here, brother, you're asking the wrong question. The question isn't where are we going to see the pullback. No one knows that. The question is what's reasonable for a pullback. We have our levels already on the charts. What's reasonable? We don't know. Look, it's on your 30-minute chart right here. I literally told everyone what the next level was. Damn. I'm pretty sure I already answered the question. That's what I mean. You mean, I'm not sure what you mean. I'm actually not sure what you mean. I need you all to win. I need you guys to win. It's very important to me that you win, but if you're letting fear take over your trading, then you gotta either paper trade for a little bit or something. What's a reasonable pullback in area? But that's already on. I guess I'm confused because it's already on the screen and I literally already said it. I said on the 30 it's going to be at 75.04. On the 5 we were looking at 75.41. So I guess I just didn't understand the question because I had already answered it. And it's literally drawn on our screen. We already have the key levels priced out. Well, even if I didn't say anything, right? Even if I didn't say a word, I don't need to because it's on the screen, level by level. We don't know. If it goes beyond this, great. But expect probably a pullback at 74.68. Expect a pullback at 75.41. Beyond this, expect a pullback at 76.83. On the 30-minute, expect a pullback at 76.80. It's already on the screen, level by level. That's all we can ask for. The next level. But if you're trying to FOMO in now, it's going to be tough to catch. It's going to be tough to catch. Now we got to let it play out, right? Now we got to let it play out. Told everyone this morning, we're using this magenta. I don't care that it got blown out at the 10 o'clock candle. I don't give a damn. We're using this magenta. It had to be. It had to be like that. All right, this is a good significant pullback right here. 74.68, I see support or a bounce, so I'll try to catch. Okay, that's up to you, man. I guess. Did you catch the bounce at 74.68 instead of letting the data play out? That's what I'm saying. You're trying to predict. You're trying to go like you're trying to predict the future instead of letting the data set itself up. You feel FOMO when you're trying to catch a play because you missed the magenta here or you missed the top of the lick box here, and the FOMO is going to ruin you. You just got to let it go. You can't sit here and beat yourself up and then try to like feel good like, oh, okay, well, at least I got a trade in and I made some money today. This is not how any of this works. None of it works like this. This is the wrong way to think. And the only reason I'm telling you is because I'm a friend. I'm telling you as a friend. It's not how this works. You have to let the data tell us. We don't have enough data for continuation yet. Right? It's not there yet. You're just taking random guesses at, I don't know. I don't get it. I'm literally giving you the answers to the test and you're still like guessing. There's no guessing here. We have to wait for the data. I was saying if I see the data. $74.68, I see support or a bounce. I'll try to catch. Okay, so you're saying if you see the support. Okay, got it. If you see the support. All right. I thought you meant like, no matter what, I'm doing this. Which we didn't see any support, right? It literally just blew right through as if it wasn't even there. All right, let me clean up the chart. Man, see, I want to drop some plays now, but you guys make me nervous. Like you're gonna jump in on everything without waiting for data. This guy's making me nervous. This guy's making me nervous, man. I can't have you guys losing for absolutely no reason, just because of FOMO. Like, this is not how it works. Either you're gonna take the trade or you're not. Like, there's no more. You can't think about it too hard. Certain things need to happen. If that thing happens, the odds are in our favor. That's all I can say. If that thing happens, the odds are in our favor. And chances are, you're not going to be late. You guys are looking for like perfect break, retest, reject, and not, you need to realize once a certain level is broken, they got to go to the next level. They have to go to the next level. The order's got to be filled somewhere. I think that concept still hasn't sunken in yet. You guys think that the market is just going to randomly start pulling back? Or I don't know what you think, but at random numbers, you think it's just going to be like, okay, random number here, time for the market to turn around and go against me. This is not how it works. There's already orders set, right? And chances are it's going to be at a key level. There's already orders that have been placed a long time ago, and they're automatically going to trigger once the price gets there. We just need to figure out, of all the orders placed, who had more. Are there more calls or more puts? This is the hard part. But that takes time to see that. That takes time. And when I'm saying time to see that, I mean like literally within the trading day. We need to see where the momentum's building. Look at the momentum building right here. And then we had our confirmation right here. How do we know the momentum's building there? Because I literally told everybody we're doing this. So look, in my opinion, this was an easy trade. This was a very easy trade, in my opinion. Because it had to be like that. You think they're just gonna like randomly break the magenta and then decide at, I don't know, 72.51 like, oh no, let's go the other way? It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work. They're not gonna pick some random number and just decide, well, time to turn around. We gotta identify liquidity, right? Now, if your reasoning was, but look, we're still in the lick box. Okay, I can buy that. I agree with that. But my counter to that is going to be what I tell you the safety was. That's going to be my counter, what I tell you the safety was. Oh, okay, yeah. So a little bounce off of 73.86. Obviously, this is, if there's going to be a bounce, it had to be here, right? You understand how the market works now? You need to stop having this thought that just because you take a trade, randomly it's going to decide to... This is not how this works. This is not how any of this works. You guys think like, I have the bad luck. I'm the one with the bad luck. Stop that. Get that out of your mind. This is a loser mentality. Stop that. You're basically already betting against yourself. Like, what do you mean? You gotta work for yourself. No one's gonna work harder for you than you. And if you keep saying, just because it's me, every time I do this, this is all negative reinforcement into your mind. Get this out of your mind, get it out of your vocabulary. You should be surprised when you lose a trade. You should be surprised, like, for real? That didn't work? Oh, okay. Well, I know where the money is. You should be surprised. You shouldn't be expecting to lose a trade. I don't know if I've ever gone over that, but this is very important for the psychology part of it. You should be expecting to win your trades. Not hoping that it works. Right? I don't know if I've ever gone over that, but that's very important. Expect to win your trades. Because if you're hoping that it works, then that means you're going to be in your brokerage moving your goddamn stop loss within 3 minutes. Knowing damn well, because I say it every day, the plays are probably 25, 35, maybe 45 minutes long. You're going to be the one, if you're hoping that it works, you're going to be like, oh man, I better start moving the stop loss because I'm not sure. Get this in your mind. You should be expecting to win your trades, not hoping you win the trade. The only thing we're hoping for is to get a certain amount of money. But winning the trade should not be a thing. If we're going to win. How often is it that I give you guys bad setups? How often is that? I'm not saying we win them all, but god damn, we got a good record, right? So based on that record, you should be expecting to win the trades. You're trading with the best on the internet. This is a fact. Now, the best could be subjective, but I mean, damn, we do pretty goddamn well. You guys got to stop. Look, I'm going to be ahead of it. We need the data. Let me just let the data come in. I'm going to give you guys the setups. You never have to ask me. I promise you. You never have to ask. I'm always going to be ahead of it. We need data. Give me a second. You don't want to put pressure on me to just make stuff up because I feel like I need to perform for you all. Because I do want to provide value, but it has to be reasonable value. If you guys are like, pressuring me to look for things that aren't there, then you're gonna put all of our accounts at risk, because I'm gonna start just making shit up. I need data. We need data. So we're in the play. We're currently in the current play. There's no setup yet. We're just in the last play. And I understand you're anxious to get involved and to do all this, but you know, I gave the entry clear as day, and now we're waiting until in the middle of the play for the setup. We don't know. We need data. But you guys got to stop asking me. I'm always going to be ahead of it. Always, always, always going to be ahead of it. I promise you. You never have to ask. Matter of fact, if you're paying attention, the setup's already on the screen. It's on the 1 minute chart. It's already on the 1 minute chart. I'm gonna mark out high a day. All right, look. There's a no man's land right here. Between here and here, there's no man's land. Anything could happen in here. What we do know is that we see this. Let them build this up. Right? So something like this is what we want to see. We want to see this, 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 and this. This would be ideal. Something like this, okay? Now, this is just based on the information I have now. This is based on the information from right now. If the trend is strong and we stay inside the blue, but an ideal setup would be here. We're still in the play. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, we're still in this last play. It's going to be tough inside the blue to find an entry. We need something like this to happen. This would be ideal. And then we have to consider we're in the lick box right here. Now look, how many points did we go? We went from 69.77 to to 75. We did 6 points in a day. If they faded here to the side and kept faking you out to the upside, completely reasonable. We've already done 6 points. We're at the top end of a reasonable day, right? So now we need to start thinking about what's reasonable here. We need to ask, is 76 reasonable from here? Maybe. This is on the 30-minute, right? From 75 to 76.80. Is this reasonable? Maybe. We got to see how strong the trend is, right? All right, if you took the break of purple, protect your trade. We got to the key level. SDY says, started late today. I usually have a rule against that, but plus 1% from the downtrend. I'm not sure. This is too hard for me to understand. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying. All right, Chenko, listen up. Ready? I'm gonna go through it. Let's look at the 5-minute chart. You see we're in the week cycle now, right? So the week cycle, because we're above the water, ideally would like to be above 72.37. We want the week cycle to stay above 72.37. So we're still in the week cycle, right? Tell me if you understand that. Let me know so I can move on to the next thing. Okay. Now we want the strong cycle to take us on a break of the magenta. So that should be what it is. Now, if we get below the water, on the 5, there's probably going to be a break and retest right here, which means we're just continuing in, and then if we get below the water, that the strong cycle is going to continue. But I mean, technically we're still in the week cycle, so. High adrenaline, can't think. You're thinking too hard, just take the profit. You did good today. Just take the profit, no big deal. You don't need to be a hero every day. Okay. So if you look for the I told you we're at the 50-50 right here. All right, give me a second. I got to take this call. Okay, I'm back. I had to take a phone call. Here we go. Here we go. Absolutely perfect day, right? We knew where the call scenario was. It had to be up here. And the put scenario, either you took, what is this, purple? Or you took this shoulder right here. Easy money, right? Easy money, right? Very simple. Very simple. Easy money. Protect your trade. It's okay. You made money. You made money today. This is too easy. Now, no one can say I didn't give the exact setups. No one can't say it because I did it. It's typed. It's recorded. You know, if you're not taking the risk, there's nothing I can do about it, right? The call scenario, magenta. This has been since this morning. Magenta was the call scenario. I typed it out. Purple, put scenario. Purple, put scenario. There we go. Nothing more I can, there's nothing more I can do, right? I've done my job today. Look at the money we just printed. It's actually too easy. It's actually too easy. Oh my goodness. We had a very good day. Look at the money we just printed right now. Oh my goodness. Where's driver at? He asked for the setups. I gave the setups and he's not here. Right to LOD. Easy money. Now you need to protect your trade. Or, I mean, adjust your stops. Now you need to adjust your stops. Oh, look at Ghost. Look at Ghost. Easy money. Woo-wee. Let's share the screen. Holding since the shoulder. Where's the shoulder? Right here. Easy money. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. You got to use one of the exit strategies, Chenko. You keep going off of vibes. One of the exit strategies. And look, if your exit strategy was take at key level, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But this trade, this was too easy. This was actually too easy. I gave the setups for the call scenario. I gave the setup for the put scenario. And look, purple. We already knew purple was a thing. We already knew purple was a thing. Oh man. There you go, Ghost. Ghost. There it is. I think Ghost took a little bit, but now he's on it. He's on it now. Good job. And look, I want to refer everyone to the 840 post. I'm going to share the screen with everybody. Share the screen. Watch this. Look at the 840 post. I told you what the call scenario would be, right? The week cycle needs to keep above 72.37, right? The week cycle needs to keep above 72.37. And then we'll look for the calls on the strong cycle on the break of magenta for calls. This needed to happen. And at 840, I said we're at a 50-50. Let's see when 840 was. Right here. We're at the 50-50 right now. Meaning, if it was going to go up, we needed magenta to break. We needed the strong cycle or the weak cycle to stay above 72.37. It didn't happen. What ended up happening? The shoulder. Easy money. This is simple. We don't need to think too hard. I wrote the answers to the test. I typed it out. And then look, purple and magenta, right? Look at my 840, or excuse me, it's 1146 post. Purple and magenta, purple and magenta. I'm giving the answers to the test. There's no way that we could have made a mistake here. I'm giving the answers. You're doing fine, brother. You're doing just fine. You're doing just fine. Now, this is what I call a perfect session, right? All the goddamn, just everything worked out perfect. Everything worked out. Magenta. This was the lick box here. So this one, when I do the wins of the day, this is going to be a lick box. We had magenta, lick box, and then we had purple, shoulder. This is too easy. Right? There's nothing more I can do. Look how much money we made today. Get out of my face. This is why I'm the best. And all of this was done way ahead of time. You didn't need to think too hard. I typed out what the call scenario is. Don't worry if you didn't take advantage today. Today was a great day to learn. A perfect day to learn. Every algorithm hit, every trend line hit, they all were just perfect. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Right to the 20. You love to see it. You love to see it. And then we're going to do purple. Oh, okay. The no man's land. Okay, that's fair. Because the no man, that makes sense. And I think that's reasonable risk to reward. I think that's very reasonable because we understood there's a no man's land here. That makes complete sense. That makes complete sense. But underneath the no man's land, when you see the shoulder forming right here, and then we have another break of purple, that's easy money right there. That's easy money. Don't worry about it, Chenko. We do this every day. This is no surprise. We do this every day, Chenko. Oh my goodness. If you're waiting for the safety, you gotta wait for it. And look, I gotta get out of here soon. So let's let this play out. This is the perfect session. This is everything that we could ask for. Everything played out perfect. The call scenario, look, I drew it out. It had to be like this. It had to be like this. And look, from here, we only had one direction, right? I only gave you one option. And I told you we want to at least build the liquidity up in this, what is this? In this magenta here. Today was a perfect day to learn. Perfect day. It doesn't get any better than this. This is how we want to take. This is the ideal to take a little break, right? Because I got to take some time off. But this was a good way to do it. This was a very good way to do it. We were able to use the trading plans. Once the trading plans were executed, we don't know past here, right? It had to be a break and retest above 75.31. I typed that out too. I typed out everything. Yeah, I think Monday is just gonna be for Discord. I don't think I'm gonna stream YouTube on Monday. I don't know. We'll see. I may or may not stream on Monday. I think that's 31, right? Monday should be 31. Yeah. I haven't made up my mind if I'm gonna stream on YouTube. I'll definitely stream on Discord on Monday for a little bit. I'll get you guys going. All right, start protecting your trade. We're on we're bouncing off of, what do you call it, the 20, and we're finding some resistance against the teal right here. The teal right here in low a day. I think this is a perfect trade. Absolutely perfect trade. This one never even came close to taking place. This is the only one that was an option. So I'm going to erase this one because it's irrelevant. Doesn't matter. This one was the money. This one was the money right here. Now figure if you want to hold for a weak cycle or not. And look, here's another example of where I'm going to say you're either going to take the risk or you're not. Let's say that you bought a put under wherever this is. Let's say 72.78, right? You bought a put here, or even underneath 72.37. Let's say you bought a put underneath here because we see the lick box right here. Let's say you bought a put underneath here. Let's say it went against you, right? Then we know where the money is because I had already drawn it, right? Then we know where the money is. So you let it stop you out. You allow it to do what it needs to do. You allow it to build the liquidity up in here. And then when it breaks, it'll be ready. As long as we have time. You don't have to get it right every single time. I just get lucky every day. I just get lucky every single day. That's all. This is just luck. Every day. Every day. Oh, man. We had a good day. We had a very good day. Perfect session. I'm going to let this play out just a little bit. And then I honestly think we need to be done for the day. How many points do we do? From 69 to 50 to 75. What'd I tell you? 6 or 7 points in a day. That's probably, that's on the high end. If we were able to capitalize off of 6 points in a day, this is good money here, right? 3 or 4, that's average. 6, this is on the higher end. So if it fades to the side here, completely reasonable. We need to start learning how to do better risk assessment. Do we really want to keep trading now? Do we really want to keep trying to hope and pray and hoping and praying? Stop it. Stop with that. You pray at night, for God to bless the world. You pray in the morning for God to bless you. And then after that, this is all we could ask for. Hoping and praying during the trading session, no one cares. This is a godless region in here. God doesn't exist in here. You do that before the market opens, and you do that before you go to bed. $74.34 range. 74. Okay, yeah. A couple cents off 74.34. Oh no, was it right on it? Close. Very, very close. Very close. But look, you didn't need to think too hard because we already have it on we have the resistance literally on our 30-minute chart. We already have it here. This is no surprise. There's no surprise here. Like, trying to say we're guessing ranges, this doesn't even make any sense because we already have the levels. These levels they're pretty good. They're pretty good. If we ever lose this 30-minute chart, which I've done before and it took a while to build back up, we're in trouble. We're in trouble if we ever lose this. We're in trouble. I've done it twice where I erased the whole thing by accident, and I was so worried. I was not panicking, kind of panicking. But we can't lose this 30-minute chart. By all means, we need to save this. All these levels here, very important. This is what drives the whole day. This is what lets us know what's reasonable and what's not reasonable. Especially if I'm telling you, look, we're on the high end of 6 points here. Do you really want to buy a call at the top on the high end of 6 points? Do you really think it wants to go 10 point? Like, maybe, but a lot needs to happen from that point. This is risk management. This is what I'm talking about. We manage our risk appropriately. Oh, my bad. My bad, Cruz. I need to shake the screen. I don't know why. Shaking the screen, for some reason, I don't know, it makes me see the shit better. If I don't shake the screen, bad news. If I don't have any paths on the screen and I'm not shaking it, that means I'm away from the damn computer. Let me, we're up against this 20 right here. Today's been perfect. Today's been absolutely perfect. I told y'all, purple and magenta. That's all we needed. Purple and magenta. That's it. Once we get that, man. Today was a good day. Very good day. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to step to the side for a little bit. I'm going to be quiet here. and then I'm probably gonna wrap it up. So yeah, let's. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be right back. Don't overtrade. All right, I'm back. I'm going to borrow this chart for a little bit. I'm going to borrow the 1 minute chart. I'm going to do some admin, and then we're going to call it for the day. And then we're going to enjoy our weekend. Just a little bit richer. Just a little bit richer. Okay, I believe that's been my time. We had an absolutely phenomenal trading session today. You couldn't ask for anything better. Everything worked out perfect. We had our, early this morning, we identified the magenta here. We identified the lick box for some safety call options. So the call, good money. And then we identified the put scenario, which was either the purple, a little risky. And if you're a little less risky, you waited for this shoulder right here. And if you're even less risky, you waited for this purple right here. Okay, so every single price point hit to perfection. If you're interested in learning how to trade with us, go to the website, livespytrading.com. I will get you sorted. However, next week, I'm going to be out. So don't do it next week. Don't do it anytime soon. Wait until I come back and start the live streams again. Then you join. Or I'll keep everyone posted, probably in the YouTube posts, something like that. So, yeah, but I need the next, at least next couple days during whenever the week starts. Starting on the 1st, I'm going to need some time. Just a little bit of time, but we'll be back. And if you're interested, join the website. And in the meantime, if you want to see if this is worth your time, go through all my videos. Go through all the I'm not saying go through all the live streams and sit there and watch for 6.5 hours. What I am saying is go through that, at least the weekly videos, right? Go through the weekly videos and you can see for yourself. Okay, YouTube, that's been my time. It's been a pleasure. Have a good day. Goodbye.